Hey everyone. This week we have been talking about idols in our lives. If you weren't here for the first day, I explained really the definition of an idol. An idol is more than just a carved stone or a piece of wood. An idol is anything in my life that I give more importance and significance than God. It's something that comes between me and God. And you may have been watching this week and you may be wondering, do I have idols in my life? How do I identify them as idols? Or maybe you have been adamant in saying, I don't have idols in my life. I want to give you a truth today that can help you and I identify when something is starting to become an idol in my life. It happened a few years ago. My wife and I were looking at new cars. And we were thinking about buying another car, and we were talking about what kind of car we would like to buy. And I shared with her my dream car, a car that I've always wanted since I have been a little boy. And I told her what kind of car it was, and she said to me, nobody ever drives that kind of a car. And for the next 2 weeks, every time I saw that kind of car, I would point it out to her. We were driving down the road, and I'd say, hey, look at that. Or we'd be in a parking lot and I'd say, oh, look, there's one, and there's one, and there's one. Finally, she told me, she said, okay, I get it. They're more prevalent than I thought. And the same is true in my life and your life, that we may have idols that we never even realized were there. The Apostle Paul, he addressed this issue in 1 Corinthians chapter 6, verse 12. He said, all things are lawful for me, but not all things are profitable. All things are lawful for me, but I will not be mastered by anything. What Paul is saying there, he's saying, I'm not going to allow anything in my life that has the potential to take control of my life other than Jesus Christ. He says that if it becomes something in my life that takes control over me, then it has become an idol in my life. And here's the truth, that whatever controls your emotions probably has your devotion. Whatever can create strong emotional response in me probably is an idol in my life. Just think about that for a second. Think about the lady who's stopped at a stop sign and is involved in a very minor fender bender and gets out and has lost control because she's so consumed by anger over what happened. That car may be an idol in her life. Think about the guy who is really wanting that promotion at work and somebody else gets the promotion and now he's in deep depression as a result of it. That job may be an idol in his life. Think about when your bank account starts to get a little lower than you would like and you start to be filled with worry and anxiety and fear. Maybe money has become an idol in your life. Whatever controls our emotions probably has our devotion. Because this is what happens when those things start to control our emotions, is no longer do we own that thing, but now it owns us. And it's become an idol in our life. And as we learned yesterday, when it becomes an idol in our life, we become like that idol. We learned that when we put our dependence in these things, that they're always going to let us down. And so today, as you think about idols in your life, think about what controls your emotions and identify it, and it may be an idol in your life. Join us tomorrow as I talk about how we can remove these idols from our life.